So the other day, my friend tells me this story about this family dog who's chasing a frog around in a yard full of tall grass. And the son is inside the house and he's looking out the window and all he can see is the dog running around and jumping and looking like a complete idiot. The dog looks like an idiot to him because he can't see the frog through the tall grass. That frog represents your goal. For every person out there that is living their best life or trying to create something different, there is always going to be at least one person watching everything you're trying and they just can't make sense of it. They're racking their brain trying to figure out how, why, and when you lost your mind. And when those moments happen, you've got to keep building. You've got to know that when you are misunderstood, that you are in the company of every creator, innovator, and dreamer that has ever lived. And sometimes looking like the idiot in someone else's story is the price you got to pay to be the hero of your own. Keep your eyes on the frog. Just because someone else doesn't see it doesn't mean you have to stop getting after it.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome, and thank you for tuning in today. We have an amazing show in store for you. I think you're going to love what you hear and what you see in today's All Hands Meeting 31. We're embarking on All Hands Meeting 31, and it means a lot to us because this is our 10th year doing All Hands Meetings. And you know, when we did our first ever All Hands Meeting, this is how we looked. And it's a great testament to how far we've come. In fact, you know, you have Michael there, Joey, myself, and behind is my office, which doesn't even exist anymore because we're now officeless. And it's just incredible to look back on the journey. So I thought for All Hands Meeting 31, we'd start off kind of with a journey in the last 10 years and what we've learned as a result of, 31 All Hands Meetings. And our culture is so important to us here at Roma. And we constantly talk about fulfilling our culture. How do we make it intentional? How do we grow the culture here at our company? But our culture was only made possible because someone opened their doors to me 10 years ago. Someone showed me what was possible. And that company was Zappos.com. And this is the exact photo that I took 10 years ago, almost to the date, of when I, was welcomed into Zappos for 3 days. I got to see everything about the business, how it functioned, and I left with a sense of awe, a true sense of awe that people can actually love what they do while doing work with people they love and feeling really inspired around, doing the things that they love. And I just thought, how cool is it? How do we bring that back to our organization? And in fact, when I came back to the organization, it didn't feel like that. Roma didn't feel like that company, but we had a commitment to change that. And I recall coming back to the company on All Hands Meeting 1, which, by the way, you can watch right now on our website. All the All Hands Meetings are there. That's what I love about video. But I came back and I said, how do we create a company where we blur the lines between work and play? That you're doing some of the best work of your life, but you forget you're actually working and yet doing something out of passion. It's kind of like watching kids when they're playing. I know for myself, my 5-year-old daughter, try to pull her off the playground or whether she's playing with whatever toy she's playing with, she's so enthralled, she forgets time. There's no time conception. There's nothing. She just wants to play. And I thought, how do we create that at work where we blur those lines? And the other thing I want to add, you can only blur those lines between work and play when you're doing it with people you respect and people you otherwise really want to do business with. Both internally, your teammates, but also externally, our partners. And that became our vision. How do we do that? 10 years ago, we created that vision. We didn't know how to fulfill on it, but we made that commitment of blurring those lines. Furthermore, this is the exact email I sent out. Over 10 years ago, I didn't know who was in our organization. I didn't know what they valued. And I took responsibility for that. I should have known. And as a result, I wanted to learn. So we sent out a note, an email to the entire company stating, we want to build core values for our company, our guiding principles. But in order to do that, we had to figure out what were people's values within the organization already at Roma. And so that was about a 6-month project And the culmination of that work came up with our 10 really awesome core values. And our core value, number 4, is to build a positive team and family environment. Today, our core values not only are still with us, but they guide everything we do, essentially. And instead of saying, what would Johnny do or what would Sarah do, what we say is, what aligns with the values of our company? Does it align? If it does, let's go in deep. And so our core values have become, a principal guideline. There are guiding principles of how we do everything internally, but also externally, both with our supplier base and, with our awesome partners across, North America. And our mission, I remember, having this discussion, how do we create a mission? And we got a really cool team together, and we brainstormed for weeks upon months. And we wanted a mission, a goal for the company that was easy to understand, maybe not easy to achieve, but easy to understand and memorable. And it had to be somewhat of a checklist. And we said, if we could move someone, inspire someone, and wow someone, we both believe internally amongst one another, we would have friends for life. But also, if we did this with our supplier base and our customer base, they'd want to keep coming back for more. So anything we do, no different than this all-hands meeting, or whether it's a new product development, or whether it's something, or a video, or something that we do within our company, we always ask ourselves, did it move, inspire, and wow? And kind of think of those as 3 checklists. Did we move someone, inspire someone, and wow someone? And while we don't always hit the mark on all 3, we aim to hit the mark on all 3. We're certainly not perfect, but it's so amazing that our company can look towards our mission and say, did we accomplish it? Did we succeed? I think a lot of companies falter because they don't know what winning looks like. Where's that benchmark? For us, it's, did we move you, did we inspire you, and did we wow you? All not very easy to achieve, but when you get the hang of it, when you set that as the benchmark, look out. Magical things start to happen within your organization. What we also did over the last 10 years is we've coached, mentored, and trained both internally in our leadership team and our team members abroad, both in the US and Canada. And we also did the same with our supplier base. And we tried to do the same, and I think we've been very successful with many of our partnerships. We've aligned really well with our partners. And I think it's through our coaching, mentoring, and training that we were able to do that. We also did that same thing with our business partner specialists. Now, when you create a culture and you create a set of values and you set what winning looks like, this is the culmination. This is us back in 2009 when we were able to get together at trade shows. This is at the Bellagio Hotel in one of the rooms where we were able to, spread out and have an amazing boardroom conversation. And it was about a 3 to 4 hour, sales meeting where we talked about strategies. We talked about what the next few days were going to be. We had some really cool experiences and certainly team building activities. Again, folks, over the last 10 years, this was only made possible because of how we strengthened the company, how we aligned each other within the organization. And these are some of the outcomes of that. And I think over the last 10 years, I think what we've done really well is we celebrate our wins. I think for so many, around the country, forget to really pause and take appreciation of what has transpired. Did we achieve our goal? If we did, how do we sit in that? How do we give appreciation to the teams of men and women who made that possible? But also, when new team members come into the company, how are we making them feel? Is their onboarding really smooth? Did someone curate every moment of that experience? And this is a photo taken from an onboarding years past, where on the 5th day, on the Friday, we typically do a parade where we then shower that individual with, a bunch of fun stuff. We say a few words, few speeches. They get that trophy. And I don't know about you, but the look on his face really says it all. So how are we making internal people feel at our organization is as important, if not more important, than how we make our external, partnerships feel. Both equally important, but in order to have remarkable customer experiences, You need your experiences internally to be remarkable. Because as they say, only happy, remarkable people can deliver remarkable customer experiences. And I think we've done a really great job in the curation of our partner base. And I think your vibe typically attracts your vibe. So as we permeated who we are, we somewhat polarized who we do business with, both from a supplier base and a customer base. But I'll tell you, our customers are some of the most loyal customers in the world. They keep coming back for more goodness of Roma. It's cutting edge designs, it's sophistication in concepts and marketing, and so much more. And this is a great photo of us once again with a few team members at the West Coast Art and Frame Show. So really a great testament over the last 10 years of what we've been able to do. And then, oftentimes people feel that you build your culture internally, you make your customers feel good, but in many respects, you leave out supplier bases. In fact, we flip that on its head, and we actually treat our suppliers like gold. And I think that permeates. I think they then show up for us. During this pandemic, where others are really suffering on a mass scale for supply chain, I think we've been doing remarkably well because there's been priority put on Roma products, on Roma quality, on Roma service and fill rates. But this photo is a testament to some of the people we get to work with on a day-and-day basis. And there won't be a week that doesn't go by that we're FaceTiming on a very frequent basis to make sure that quality is in play, our new designs are in play, and things of that nature are really making the difference. And I think that's why today our supply chain is probably, bar none, probably the best supply chain in the industry. And lastly, we are so blessed and we are so, grateful of the support we have both from our supplier base, our partner base, and internal. And as a result of being so blessed, I think, we've taken a moment and reflected on what can we do as a company to really make a difference in the world. And that's when Roma Wish was born. Roma Wish was born over 7 years ago. And we really haven't stopped since. We've been doing a mission every year. This is our first mission we did in Haiti, and it was an incredible mission, a mission I'll never forget, a mission that changed my life forever. And since then, we've been on numerous missions, whether it's to Detroit or New Orleans or various other places around the U.S. and Canada. It's just been phenomenal. What we've been able to do with the support both from our customers, our suppliers, and internally. It is all self-funded, so all our Roma Wish campaigns are self-funded, and then we think that's very responsible on us. And I think it's the right thing to do. So whenever you can give back, give back. And in our own little way, Roma Wish has been that thing that reminds us, just about how lucky we all are to be able to work together. And I think what's important to note is over the last 10 years, you get a lot of naysayers. And just like that first video I played, I thought that video was epic because in many respects over the last 10 years, and maybe even up till today, many will look at us like that dog in the grass, in the yard, looking like an idiot. And while some may look and see an idiot, we've been busy at work really building this company, really building its experiences, building its team, building its alliances, and we've been hard at work. And if you know anything about me, while everyone's going on defense, we've been going on offense, and we've been working vigorously, really, really hard together to get to where we are today. We think we're in a great place. We think things are moving, impeccably well. Could there be, improvements? For sure. Don't misconstrue my words. But I'm very thankful as to where we are and what we've achieved together. And this is a slide that forever is, important to me because I think many people give up because what people say about them. People often give up for the fear of looking bad or not looking good. In fact, the saying goes, what people think of you is none of your business. Well, it is none of our business. And we've been hard at work really developing this company and this culture. And we never, ever gave up. And the last 10 years just has been an incredible journey. And as I stand here, all hands meeting 31, is our best all hands meeting, packed with some of the best initiatives that we have, some of the best product offerings, and some of the best programs, certainly here at Roma, but we also think within the industry. So sit back, I think you're going to enjoy the show. So our first order of business, as far as an update is concerned, is the health and safety of our team. Understanding that we still are under COVID-19 restrictions, we're abiding by government regulations as much as we can, and as a result, I think our teams have really shown up in a great way. I know it's not easy. I know it's difficult. I know people are dealing with family members. I know you're dealing with coworkers who otherwise may have been in contact with someone with COVID-19 or in fact got COVID-19. But what I can say is our team has been doing remarkably well, and I want to thank you all for your hard work and dedication during this pandemic. I don't think we're through the woods, as they say. I think there's still a journey that needs to happen, but I ask that we all remain very steadfast, very focused, not to let fear grip us, do the right things, and abide as much as you can by government regulations, and I think we'll overcome this sooner than we think. So 2021 Moulding Collection, so we launched some amazing products late in 2020, and I can't wait to talk to you about how those products are doing. Those products are adorning walls as we speak, and we've been getting so much social mention around it. We've been getting so many calls around it. And we can't thank you enough for all the love you've shown for the collection that we've launched. I'll talk a little bit more about that a little later on. But we haven't stopped. We're in product development mode. There's a lot of product dev happening right now as we speak. Our team is, so aligned. It's not easy. We're not able to travel as we once did to Italy and sit there, for 10 days, work with our artisans. We've been doing everything through FaceTimes or Zooms or MS Teams, whatever it may be. But I can attest that our product dev teams are working really hard. We're not letting no pandemic get in the way of developing the next generation of amazing products here within this industry. So look for some product dev. We'll be sprinkling some throughout our social feeds, but certainly in All Hands Meeting 32 and 33, we'll be bringing those products to life. I promise you that. And our supply chain. So I want to touch upon supply chain. We're not immune to supply chain issues by any respect. I think we've been weathering the storm. We've weathered some really great storms. I think our team's doing really well. I think our communication is impeccable. One of our core values, deliver open, honest, transparent communication. I think that value has proved really well during pandemic times. I'll talk a little bit more about supply chain and operations as we get there. And new team members. So throughout this pandemic, we've also hired on some remarkable new people who joined the team. I love when new people join the team. I love when some of the veterans in the company, take on some of the newbies in the team and really bestow a lot of that tribal knowledge in them. So both to the newbies who've joined our team, welcome. For some in the U.S., I wish I can, come and see you personally, and I will. As soon as the restrictions lift, I'll be in each distribution center spending time with not only the newbies, but the people I so dearly miss. But for some of the veterans in the company, I can't thank you enough for shedding that tribal knowledge into our teams, for caring about them, for the next generation of Roma team members who are really aiming to move, inspire, and wow. So welcome all new Roma team members. We're excited to have you. And I wish you really all the best here at Roma. And our community engagement has been phenomenal. And I can't thank our community enough of amazing partners. Our partners have been so loyal during this. They've been so forgiving. They've been passionate. They've been upbeat. And for the most part, have been doing a remarkable job weathering this storm, pivoting, changing their ways, looking at new ways to do business. And I'm really proud of this community. So I can't say enough beautiful things about it. And we surpassed some really amazing goals through social media. I can't thank you enough for the engagement, for sharing posts, for sharing love, for being, a group of optimistic, engaged entrepreneurs, because it's easy to go down a rabbit hole of negativity. But I'm happy to announce that our engagement throughout our social networks has been very positive for the most part. So I thank you very much. And our digital infrastructure, so I put this here on purpose. So during COVID-19, there has been attacks digitally through various different industries. I'm very happy to announce our digital infrastructure is and continues to be strengthened day in, day out. It is a priority of our company, both from a security standpoint, but also from a user interface standpoint. And we're working really hard right now through our digital footprint, whether it be through our infrastructure, ERP systems, or whether it be through our web integration and a few other tools like the FrameZ app and the Roma app and a few things like that. So I will talk about digital infrastructure, digital products in the all hands meetings to come because we're working on some really great things. And folks, the show is just getting started. We have so many incredible things we want to share, and I'm so excited to be here to share it with you. And the first thing on deck that I want to share with you is our molding collection that we launched last November. It's our 2021 molding collection. Here's a bit of stats for you. We've had over 35,000 samples ordered just of that new collection alone. It's been doing phenomenally well. We're starting to see the social feeds come in. It's really fun. But I'm really happy to announce our operations teams are in full swing, and over 95% of those 35,000 samples have been sent out. Now, I understand more samples are coming in, and as they come in, we're making those samples come out. And I know I'm getting calls and emails of anticipating partners who really want that product. It is coming. And we're working feverishly hard to get those on your wall for you. But we're so excited about that collection. And folks, I can't tell you enough about the social media love. The community engagement around this product has been phenomenal. And I can't thank you enough for all the shout outs, whether you're talking about the plethora of collections or the plethora of hues and colors. And it warms our heart, and I can't thank you enough for that. In true Roma fashion, we've created a really cool little video. You'll start seeing this drip through social. We think you're going to love it. Take a look. Hey folks, so you can see by the video, we're just really enthralled with the collection. It's a fun little video. You'll start seeing that drip through social media, in the days to come. But I do want to just make a mention here. I can't thank you enough for the social media love we've been getting, specifically on the new product alone. We have a little cross-section of some of the amazing photos that you're taking and some of the most beautiful words that you're sharing about the collection. And they come in all different sizes, all different shapes, and it's just lovely to get the feedback from some of our customers on their designs, on how they're using the corner samples, and things of that nature. So just have these coming, please. We're just so excited. And it gives us a great indication about the pulse of the actual collection. I think that's what's amazing with social. It's real-life feedback, real-time feedback. So can't thank you enough for that love. And some special mentions to Gilded Moon Framing. We can't thank them enough for this testimonial. They sent us a beautiful note we thought we'd share. It's of the collection itself. And Gilded Moon, they're just beautiful people. And here's what they had to say.
Roma has its very own distinction in this industry, and that is something they continue to do. Its history continues to evolve creatively, and its uniqueness is tried and true. Roma's audience, whether they be designers or local businesses, know that the designs are eye-catching and bold. This is something that others are always trying to duplicate and never achieve. Also, Roma is over the top and cool. The moment I received our newest collections, I reached out to my rep. John, just open the box of samples. I love the colors. The finishes and colors will allow us to expand our applications. I can't wait to use these new moldings. Jill Choma, Gilded Moon Framing.
Thank you, Jill, for that amazing shout out. We can't thank you enough. Gilded Moon, we love you. Hashtag we love you, Gilded Moon Framing. Yeah, it's just so beautiful to get really cool testimonials from our partners. Gives us a pulse as to where we're headed. But yeah, thank you so much. Lovely people. Jill, we love you guys at Gilded Moon. So I want to talk about Roma's 2022 design forecast. As I talked to you about the business development, we've been in full swing, in full motion, really aggressively looking at, what's next? What are the next cutting edge molding designs that we're working on? What are the concepts? What are the design elements? And we've put together a nice little compilation of both photography that gives you an overarching understanding of where we're headed with design, and we've actually paired some moldings with it. So I want to get underway. And our first thing that I want to bring up is it's this awesome quote: "You're either first or you're forgotten." And I just love that quote because it really personifies, number one, what we believe here at Roma. Because if you're not number one, you're going to be forgotten. And to remain number one, to stay current, you need to be different. You need to be hyper-focused. You need to push boundaries. And I believe, this forecast, this trend forecast really does that. And I'm so excited to show you it today. So our first one is soft tones, and we've looked at this beautiful soft tone type of environment where you have some natural organic woods paired with some beautiful fabrics, some textures, a little bit of mid-century modern type furniture paired with some modern today furniture. We think this is a beautiful set to create from. And what we've done is we paired it with our beautiful Elements collection. The Elements was launched as part of our 2021 Moulding Collection. It's a plethora of colors. And we think these, pair very beautifully. And this is the masterpiece that we have. We believe this should be in your repertoire of design frames. So it should be on your wall. We think this is really cool. And by the way, we will be dripping these design inspirations as we go throughout the year. But we want you to see where we're headed and how the designs will shape up. Our next one is minimalism. Again, just a beautiful plethora of a nice ensemble of very soft hues and tones. Love the wood paired with some large scale artwork, and then very minimal framing. We think that's really cool. We've paired that with our Roma collection. Our Roma collection is a beautiful, beautiful collection. It's a wide range of products we launched 1 year ago. Very, very current. We actually think it's going to become a lot more meaningful in the years to come. But it's a beautiful collection. You can see that. And when they pair beautifully together, when you place them together, you can see how the two intermingle and where that design is intersecting. So we think that's, a beautiful a marriage there. So metallics, we think metallics will continue to dominate in the future. We think there's a spot for them. And we have this beautiful image here. It's probably outside of Europe, or kind of looks like New York. I'm not sure where this photo is. But again, very iconic furniture, and starking that with some really cool golds. I just love the golds and the white. I think there's something happening there. We're pairing that with our vintage collection. As you can see, our vintage collection, again, is just a beautiful, beautiful collection. 2 different types of sizes, 4 to 5 colors in the lineup. We just think this is beautiful. That gold really plays in, and those very minimal detail and texture on that product really come forward. Pairing the two together, you can see how the two are very harmonious. We think that's just brilliant. We think this is certainly on the right track of what's to come. Contemporary design is always, on our radar. We just think this is a beautiful designed piece here, just beautifully designed. Even some of the window treatments is really well done. But the framing really jumps at us. Some of the iron and things of that nature, really pretty. And what we're, pairing that with is our newest Eleganza collection. Just a beautiful plethora of colors. It has the black, it has that bone, mystical bone color, and also the silver paired with black. Really does well when you pair them together. You can see how the two really intermingle. We think this is a trend that will continue into next year. Patterns. Just love this setting here. I'm not sure if it's a fireplace or if it's just, the textures, but love the patterns on the sofa, even the artwork. Love how that all came together. We've paired that with our vintage collection. This collection is so underrated, but when people are using it, the feedback from this collection is just brilliant. Again, two different profiles, kind of that hammered metallic feel, but the two-tone in this color, in this profile, lends itself beautifully as the light actually plays with the motif and the design. I think in today's day, I think this is very current today, but well into the future, you'll be seeing more of this type of look. Put the two together, and I mean, it speaks for itself. Neutrals, always a favorite of mine. Love neutrals. And no, this is not my family room, although it could be, and that's not my dog. But just a beautiful, beautiful setting here. And we've paired that with our Roma collection. The Roma collection obviously is renowned, continues to be part of our collection. It's a staple in the collection. I've added a black lacquer, a white matte, a very natural, and a pale kind of white with some undertones of wood. We just think the four of those, when paired together, just magically works with that ensemble. We think this is something that you should have in your arsenal of frames. And Art Deco. Folks, I can't tell you enough about Art Deco, Art Deco, Art Deco. Love Art Deco. Love this setting. And we paired it with our vintage collection. This collection is one of my personal favorites. It's so subtle and the design is so simple, but yet so sophisticated. And it's offered in two different sizes. We think you should have these. This is part of our 2021 collection. Certainly going to be even more important in the year to come. But Art Deco, Art Deco, Art Deco. Remember what I'm saying. And pair those two together, I mean, it's a masterpiece made. And the eclectic. So I love this room. I love it for so many different reasons. Love the pale hues of the pink. Love the juxtaposition of the art. But I just love that room. I could spend hours in that room. And we paired that with a La Galleria, which our La Galleria collection has been doing phenomenally well. I probably, I'm going to go on a whim and say the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive for the La Galleria collection in particular. So if you have this collection, great, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I'm going to ask you to take a look at it. Look at the way these two pair together. It's almost a match made in heaven. But the La Galleria, you need to feel it in your hands, has a great texture to it, has great consistency, solid product, and I think it should be on your walls, certainly for the year to come. And that's kind of our design inspiration. I want to make a statement. I think it's important that you continuously push your otherwise preconceived notion of framing. I spend a considerable amount of time following a number of different designers, framers around the country, but also around the globe. And through Tuesday Talks, I've met some amazing friends, whether in Germany or England or Japan, various parts of Europe, the United States, and Canada. And I'm just watching for trends. I'm watching for, trailblazers. And they are out there, and I'm really fascinated by some of the work they do. But I want to kind of pivot and talk about some of the people that are using frames that have otherwise been in their arsenal for 20, 30 years. I'm going to ask you to take a pause on some of those products, maybe put them aside and introduce some new, fresh ideas. I think as designers come in your shops, as the retail public comes in your shop, they want to see something new and fresh. And my saying goes, don't frame it for your grandmother. Frame it for today, frame it for tomorrow, and give people an exciting experience, not just something that you had for 20, 30 years. Although there are spaces for that and applications for that, I'm going to ask you to push your boundaries. And I think as we, move into 2021, 22, I think business is going to become increasingly competitive, and you're going to have to stand out some way, shape, or form. I would say make sure you have the right products at the right time for that right customer. And, don't just frame it for your grandmother. Frame it for someone that, is in the limelight today, that is doing something different. They want different. And I think, these are some examples of what different looks like. I think you're going to love it. I hope you love it. And you'll be seeing some of this drip through social media in the weeks and months to come. And on my journey, as we're looking at All Hands Meeting 31, 10 years of All Hands Meetings, but, we're a 37-year-old business. Roma Elite was born on our 25th anniversary. And Roma Elite is probably some of the best work we've ever done here at Roma. And in the last 2 years, Roma Elite has been garnering the attention of designers across the country, really bespoke framers, and framers alike who are wanting to push their own boundaries, are trying to use this product, are very successful in using this product. There are framers and designers that are using it that are killing it. And I can't thank you enough for doing that, but also what it's done to your business, how it's elevated your business, your style, your sophistication. And I came across this awesome quote: in order to be irreplaceable, one must always be different. And that's Roma Elite. Roma Elite is in a league of its own. It's different. It's unique. It's bold. It's sophistication. It's balance. It's harmony. And as we did these photo shoots, as you can see, some of the products that we use, it's timeless, it's elegant, and it's sophisticated. And I would really urge you to take a look at Roma Elite if you haven't recently. And if this continues to interest you, I ask that you speak with your business partner specialist who can talk a little bit more about the collection itself. But I want to share a little video that we've made, and I think you're going to love it. Here's Roma Elite. Hey folks, there you have it. We hope you enjoyed our most recent film on Roma Elite. It was so fun to make that we were able to bring the colors to life, the textures and the hues. We just had a lot of fun. We hope you enjoyed that video. So you'll be seeing more of that type of stuff on our social media platforms. And for more information on Roma Elite, visit romamoulding.com/elite. And you'll see the entire collection there of 58 items. It's a beautiful collection, continues to grow, and continues just to get some amazing attention. And folks, on that note, I hope you enjoyed our product dev video. I hope you enjoyed, our forecasts of where we're headed, our video on our new 2021 collection, and certainly, most notably, our Roma Elite collection. We're excited of where our product development is headed, and we think the best is yet to come. And so at this point, I'd like to bring up Tanya Ferraro, who's obsessed about our customer experience. So here you go. Tanya, please come up.
Thank you, Tony. Hi, everyone. I'm Tanya, your leader in customer care, and I'm really excited about being here and sharing what we have going on. But first, I want to start off with a quote. And the quote is, "Building a good customer experience doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design." That's intentional. That's a lot of hard work and dedication by all our Roma teams. One of my favorites, and it really represents us and who we are. Deliver well through service. Core value number 1, my favorite. The service, the wow service that we create from our internal teams for our partners, and our commitment to move, inspire, and wow. Our teams, day in and day out, put 110% to make sure that that service is hands down the best. So the 3 things that I want to talk about today about what we are working on. The first is quality of service. So the investment in time. It doesn't matter if it takes 5 minutes an interaction with our partner, 1 minute, or 25 minutes. We do what it takes to make sure that that partner experience is the best, and whatever the partners need and whatever our internal customers need, that we're spending the time to make sure that that service and that quality of service is there. It's quality over quantity. Next is partner experience. So we have placed steps in with our team members to make sure that we're making things smoother. We're making the interactions easier. Placing your orders, has anyone placed their orders through the website? How easy it is. And we're taking our partners through that step-by-step process to show them a different, easier way to place their orders or interact with us. We're also taking some of our partners and we are taking them through the EDI order entry process. Another way for very large orders to simply have a simple transaction and making things easier. But at the end of the day, if you really want to speak with somebody and that works best for you, that's okay too. We'll always be here, Monday to Friday. You'll always be able to reach one of our amazing customer care representatives. They will always be here to serve you. Lastly, training and development, but really important. I am a strong believer that knowledge is power. And the more knowledge you have, the better you have the ability to make decisions and to help our partners in situations when you have that training and you have that knowledge. And we're continually going through training, off time, during work time, and getting the team together and educating them so that they have the best information or they have the tools they need to make sure that that partner experience is hands down the best. So feedback's a gift. You can reach me at any time on my email, via phone, at tferraro@romamoulding.com, whether positive, whether constructive. We want to hear what everyone has to say or think, and we want that feedback to help us grow, to help us do better. Speaking of feedback, keep an eye out for our ENPS survey or our partner experience survey. That's coming up, and that's where we reach out to our partners and we ask them, how are we doing? What do we need to work on? It gives us a pulse as to what changes we need to make sure that we're making our experience even better with our partners. And we want to know, would our partners recommend Roma to their family and friends? So I want to end on a note of thanks. I really want to thank all the teams from operations to finance to sales, and especially my customer care team. Day in and day out, I want to thank you for all the dedication and commitment and hard work that you put in to make Roma a great company. Thank you. And now I'd like to call up Tony.
Thank you, Tanya. You know, for those of you who may or may not know Tanya, I'll tell you, she's obsessed with the customer experience and has been working feverishly, you know, alongside her team, but also through a cross-functional team throughout the company to ensure that the friction from when a customer orders a product to when that partner gets that product is flawless. And as she stated, we're not perfect, but we're aiming for perfection. So throughout 2021, you'll see touch points which will help alleviate some of the friction, but also we're working on some really great user experiences that will, you know, make the whole overall experience of purchasing product very effortlessly, and we think it should be. And so we're working feverishly hard on that. And Right now, I want to talk about operations. Our operations teams, whether it be in LA, New Jersey, Atlanta, Toronto, even out in BC, they've been working feverishly hard as well. It has not been easy on the shop floor during COVID-19. And many companies, have seen disruptions. We're not immune to disruptions, and many have seen it. What I will say is the team has worked remarkably well navigating these storms. And as you know, I always coin the phrase that, the ship wasn't built to be in the harbor. It was built to weather rigorous storms. And boy, have we been through some storms in the last year, specifically due to COVID-19. But as a overall supply chain kind of problem throughout the world, we found some really interesting stats that over 80% of organizations are experiencing supply chain impacts due to COVID-19 disruptions. 80%. That's an overwhelming majority of organizations are feeling some pain in and around supply chain, some obviously more than others. And we found that 50% of organizations are also experiencing significant delays in moving, the simple moving of goods and services. And we're not immune to that either. And I wanted to bring up two questions that many have been asking. So it's an industry phenomenon, and it's through the chat rooms or through Facebook community groups, and rightfully so. These are some of the questions that have come up. One would be, why are supply chains disrupted in and around? Why is this disruption happening? And then second of all, why is there an influx in back orders? And I want to shed light on these when it pertains to Roma, but it also may pertain to the industry as a whole. So why the influx of back orders? Why is there disruption through supply chains? We've coined it to 4 really key components of our business. One being the raw material supply of goods has been delayed. So whether it be, harvesting wood, and the harvesting of wood right now is delayed due to COVID-19, meaning if it took, 10 individuals 10 hours, it's now taking 5 individuals 50 hours. Because the fact of the matter is, in different parts of Europe and around the world, COVID-19 is impacting various different parts very differently. Just because probably in your state or province, it's not as prominent, but parts of Europe, parts of Asia, parts of different parts of the world are feeling it in much different ways. And I can tell you, our raw materials are delayed. So before it even comes into our Italian facilities, we're seeing supply delays just out of even the raw wood itself. So one is raw wood supply delays. 2 is the transportation delays and slowdowns. Now, I can't talk enough about this. There's a huge influx of products coming into North America, whether it be from the Far East or Europe. If you're in California, you could see them off the coastline, all those freighters with, stacked, I don't know how high of containers. They cannot take the influx of vessels coming in. We're also seeing strikes in various different ports around the world, which is further hindering the offloading of those freight carriers, offloading of those containers. And again, COVID-19 is not immune to, freight and transportation and ports. So as people get infected with COVID-19, they're also caused to have to quarantine, some for 5 days, some for 2 weeks, depending on the restrictions in that area, which causes further delays and further delays and further delays. We've experienced delays in ports of over 8 weeks, where product was supposed to hit January 1st, and now it's coming March 1st. Announced to us, we have no control over that, but it's just the reality. COVID-19 internal and external protocols. So as far as even when we get the product, we're also as a company doing our best to keep our people safe. In keeping our people safe and social distanced, it's also taking longer to finish that product, to chop that product, to move it to various different departments. Our products go through many different hands before it gets packaged and put on a dock with our freight carriers. So COVID-19 in and itself is causing delays even in our facilities. And not to mention, we're not immune to COVID-19 infections. In fact, I think our team has done a remarkable job, going above and beyond government regulations to ensure the safety of our team, to ensure we mitigate the spread and infection of COVID-19. But the counter effect of that is slowdowns. I mean, there's no other way to say it. So I'm asking for an understanding around if a cell gets infected, we close down a cell. Now, we're not immune to any of that. By no stretch are we immune, but I think our teams are doing a remarkable job continuing the flow of goods and services. So I'm super ecstatic on how well the team has done around that. And then I'll say we've had a higher than forecasted product demand. Some companies in the industry maybe weren't as well prepared. I don't know. I mean, I'm speculating. But I told you early on last year that we were going to be going on offense when everybody was going on defense. What I meant by that is we were upping our average orders, our average POs to our Italian facilities. Our Italian facilities in many respects have been working upwards of 12, 14, 16 hours to ensure that our products are being produced in mass quantity and delivered through containers. So we have tried to mitigate outages by having more products, but I will say we're blessed in having higher than forecasted demand for our product. Our products are doing well in the marketplace and in many respects are being sold out. But we're not just resting on our laurels. Our team is really working hard in Italy to ensure we do that replenishment. Our fill rates are good. They're not exceptional. They're good. And we're doing our part to get them to that exceptional market or that exceptional level that you've become accustomed to. So I can't thank you enough for your patience and for your understanding. I hope this gives a glimpse not only for us but for the industry itself. I think in times like this we have to bind together. I think we have to be a bit more empathetic with one another. I know we've poured a bunch of empathy with our supplier base, our supply chain base, and for the most part, I would say the overwhelming majority of our partners have given us a lot of grace, and I can't thank you enough for that. Our commitment remains steadfast. We've never veered from our commitment, and our commitment is to move, inspire, and wow. So whether we're working with our external partners, our suppliers, or our awesome team, that continues to be the bar. So we're not making COVID-19 an excuse. Rather, we're using COVID-19 and we're looking at ways, we're planning for ways, how do we mitigate that? We're not out of the water yet. We aren't. And we're not playing as if we're out of the water. And the fact of the matter is our team is working feverishly to make sure not only new products, but also our product repertoire of over 1,500 moldings are in stock in each DC when you call and when you need them. I will say if there's an opportunity to give us forecasts and POs, we'll do our best to make sure we fill all those POs. It's an easier way of doing business to ensure that product is there. But in the weeks and months to come, we'll be working with our BPSs, our business partner specialists in each state and each province to make sure they work with you, our awesome customers, to ensure that maybe we can forecast what's going to be used, what's going to be needed. I think great times are ahead of us. I think there's challenges in pockets of the market, but I think the best is yet to come, and we're very blessed as to where we are, but certainly not immune to any of the challenges. Moving forward, I can tell you our operations team are ramping up. They've been continuously ramping up. In some areas of the business, we've been doing swelling with overtime, swelling in different areas to make sure we keep our commitments. And I can't thank you enough, dear loyal customer base. You framers and designers alike have just been so loyal to us during this pandemic. You've been calling us, you've been empathetic, and we can't thank you enough. We hope we are continuing our pledge to give you remarkable products with remarkable designs and remarkable quality with remarkable service. And that remains our commitment, and we will never, waver from that commitment. So moving forward, I'd like to bring up Petra to talk a little bit about our culture and talent here at Roma Moulding. Here's Petra.
Hello everyone, my name is Petra Pipiska and I'm the Culture and Talent Leader. I'd like to talk to you today about health and safety. At Roma, we take health and safety very seriously and we want to make sure that all of our employees and visitors are safe. One of the protocols that we've created is a registration sheet for any visitors to make sure that they self-assess and that we keep track of anyone coming into the building. Of course, we're also reducing the amount of visitors we have and reducing it only to essential visits. We also want to make sure that we abide by any government regulations. So Roma has a convenient location in Toronto and many of our employees come from various zones. We also have locations across the US, including Atlanta, Los Angeles, and New Jersey. And we have to always constantly be aware of what's going on locally. Anytime that there is a new development, we make sure that we create protocols and communications to share with you as a team. As Tony had mentioned, Roma is on the offensive, and that means we have some very exciting career opportunities I'd love to share with you. We have at head office a few roles, including business development, corporate accounts leader. We are also looking for a human resources administrator. We are looking for a photo and art center technician. And lastly, inside sales, customer care team member. These are positions available at our head office. In Los Angeles, we are looking for a production team member. And in Georgia, we are looking for an office assistant / production support worker. Again, all of our positions are posted online, and we really truly encourage you to refer any good candidates our way. We believe that good people know good people, and anyone that you think would be a good fit, please make sure to send them over. All opportunities, current and future, will be always available at our website. And as you know, after each and every all-hands meeting, we have an anonymous pulse survey. There are 3 reasons why we conduct a pulse survey. One is to acquire real-time feedback, to identify and action any blind spot, and to be proactive and adapt and evolve. I want to make sure that you have my contact information and truly encourage you to reach out to me. My extension is 366 and my email is pppipiska@romamoulding.com. I know these are scary times and there may be all kinds of difficulties or questions or concerns that you may have or face personally. That's what I'm here for, and I truly encourage you to reach out. No item is too small or too big to discuss. So please make sure that you contact me. Next, I'd like to bring Tony Guerreri up to discuss some awards and recognition.
Thank you, Petra. And you know, Petra's so committed to our team and our culture here at Roma, and I'm so excited about, you know, the new opportunities that Petra, spoke about. There's 6 new opportunities, and I would say continue to check our careers section. We're constantly updating that section as we go. But also, I think Petra and the team have done a remarkable job keeping health and safety at the top of the priority list, and I think they've done a remarkable job on that. And so moving along, I want to talk about some awards and recognitions that we've been able to acquire here at Roma. And this award and recognition is actually for all of you, all Roma team members, and I would also say all our partners and our suppliers. Thank you very much for the awesome award Waterstone gave us. Waterstone, Canada's most admired corporate cultures. We're very honored and feel privileged to accept such a prestigious award here at Roma Moulding. This is the hard work of the last 10 years, as we discussed, the time and energy and effort we've placed into fostering the right culture, building the right culture, sustaining the right culture, all intentionally building it for recognition such as this. You know, it's often a good pulse to stop, reflect that, we are one of Canada's most admired corporate cultures. And I think what this does for us is give us an opportunity to pause, reflect, give gratitude, but also put a next stake in the sand and say, what's next for us? How do we achieve higher and better? How do we learn, how do we take our learnings? How do we take what we've otherwise done and apply it to become an even better company next year and for the next 10 decades? I just think that's important. And awards are really good. It gives you a pulse, but what you do as a result of winning that award really sets the pace. And by no stretch are we going to kind of rest on our laurels. I think this is a good opportunity to now learn, kind of correct, and keep building. And Waterstone, great organization. To better understand who Waterstone is, I want to share this small video with you.
I'm Marty Parker. I'm the President, Chief Executive Officer, and I guess founder of Waterstone Human Capital. You know, Waterstone is a cultural talent management organization. Well, we established Canada's most admired, first of all, corporate culture in 2005, just a couple of short years after we founded the company. The program initially was to recognize 10 winners, and only 10, of organizations that had cultures that impacted performance. You know, culture is really about the collection of behaviors that make you you. The greatest evaluation of culture is on performance, on people, and on the outcomes of an organization. And even organizations that focus, like Roma Moulding, first on people, generally speaking, will have a greater return on capital or greater return on investment and faster growth than others. Because they are evaluated so rigorously in 6 different categories, from vision and leadership to culture measurement, all the way to corporate social responsibility, that they do stand out. It's really about, are you focused and aligned in your culture to drive higher outcomes? And the time has never been greater than now, I would say, for an organization to win the award, because it really is a market distinction. It is truly about what makes you unique, your culture, and its impact on results. And I think that that's what's made this program worthwhile, is our winners and their commitment to making their own organizations better and sharing what they do with others. That's the inspiration. So what you did, and under Tony's leadership, was you curated or crafted a vision of what your culture could be. You talked about where you were and looked at here's where we are and where we're moving from, and here's where we want to go to. That's a painted picture. And then you got after it. And so I think that's really what made Roma stand out. And I always remember as well the Roma Wish and the commitment to social change in society and corporate social responsibility. When you have 120, 30, or 40 people, that's not always an easy thing to do, consistent to who you are. It was the strength of the passion by the people, led by Tony, and that makes Tony truly a culturepreneur, and Roma Moulding a culturepreneurial organization.
And so, folks, here it is in my hand, the award. So to Marty and the Waterstone Group, we can't thank you enough. We're privileged and honored to accept this award. And to the Roma team, what can I say? This one's for you. All your hard work, your dedication, your drive, your perseverance, your passion. You guys made this happen, and I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much. So, moving along, I want to, just before I close the all-hands meeting, want to talk about a few things. 40% of Americans are dealing right now with drug addictions and mental health issues. It's a real phenomenon right now. Although we're in the COVID-19 pandemic and a lot of, families have lost loved ones, a lot of people are dispersed. It's important that we also look at the number of people dealing with mental health issues, drug addictions, and so forth and so on. The numbers are very staggering. 60% increase in the need of food stamps and food assistance since March of 2020. So this is a real thing, and oftentimes doesn't hit the headlines in mainstream media, but it is a thing. 30 million Americans are now living on the poverty line since 2020. These are all very staggering facts, and if anybody knows us as a company, we try to shed a light on what's actually happening in the world. While at times it's not popular, it's important to shed a light on that. And if anybody knows who we are, we founded Roma Wish about 7 years ago, and we started doing mission work across essentially the globe. We started out in Haiti, and we've done numerous missions across the United States and Canada, some big, some small, all in the hopes of giving back. And our mission of Roma Wish has never wavered. And it's our team's way of giving back not only to the communities we live and play in, but also the world we all share in. And we think it's important that every company does their part. And while we know some companies can give more than others, it's not the amount in which you give. It's the fact that you take that appreciation and that gratitude and carve out a section of your business to give back. We just think that's important. And the communities we serve, in many respects, need our help. And we've been blessed. Our partners have been blessing us year after year, and we try to take some of those proceeds and give them back into the community. And if you recall, some of our previous missions have just been epic. Whether it's Haiti or Detroit or New Orleans, whether it's in soup kitchens or helping, youth in different areas of the country, all our mission trips are meant to make people feel awesome. And we just feel that they've been given maybe not as much opportunity as in many respects we've been blessed with. And we want to give back to those communities. And so we often believe that life will give you lemons, and what you do with them is entirely up to you. So if anybody knows me, I live my life backwards, knowing that I've got roughly 80 years on the planet if all goes well. Well, I'm 42, so do the math. My Thanksgivings are counted, right? I know more or less how many weekends I have left. I know how many months I have left. And I think it's important, and people often ask me, why do you live your life that way? It's because I want to live my life very intentionally, being present in the moment, knowing that this moment is a gift. And as a result of what's transpiring in the world, we want to do mission work, but unfortunately we're unable to do it due to COVID-19 restrictions and working in some of the communities, in schools and orphanages. And so we created Roma Merch. We've created Roma Merch as a way during this pandemic to be able to give back to these communities. So if you were paying close attention, which I know you were, each and every person at this all hands meeting were wearing some of our merchandise for sale. And we're about to launch this today. So today you'll be able to see Roma merch on sale online, and proceeds of that Roma merchandise will go towards funding our next mission. And our next mission may not be in person. It may be per community. It may be serving maybe different areas of the country slightly differently, but we're committed to making a difference. And while we don't have that exact mission in place right now, what we want to do is begin to build funds that we can then disperse in the months and weeks to come under the Roma Wish banner. But I'm proud to announce that Roma merch is now for sale. And it's beautiful, it's of quality, it's of design. We've, meticulously picked the right cotton, the right blends, the right materials. We think we've got this right, and the collection will grow. And I want to share a small video we created. We hope you love it. And it's our banner for launching Roma merchandise here at Roma. Hope you like it.
Thanks for choosing Roma. Tanya speaking. How may I assist you?
Hey Tanya, how's it going? It's Richard calling from GTA Framing.
Good, thank you, Richard. How are you?
Listen, I need a huge favor.
Okay, shoot.
Yeah, I have a really big client I'm putting a pitch together for, and I need some high-res images and videos from Roma for my presentation.
Okay.
Yeah, well, here's the kicker. I need them by today, 5 p.m. latest.
5 p.m. Okay, give me a few minutes. Let me reach out to our marketing team, and I'll call you right back. Is that okay?
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Tanya. You always come through for me. Yeah, we'll talk soon. Yep, bye-bye.
Hey, Tony, is Mel in today?
Yeah, no, I haven't seen Mel. You might want to speak with Helder.
Okay, thanks. Hey, Helder, how are you today?
Hey, Tanya, what's up?
I need a really big favor. Is Mel in?
Let me check. No, she isn't. She's working from home today. Is there anything I can do?
Richard from GTA Framing, he needs high resolution images and videos, and it's really urgent.
I have the images, but the videos may have been archived. I'm gonna add Mel to the call just in case.
What's the matter? What's the matter?
Can't seem to get a hold of her. You want to try on her phone?
Hey, Tanya. Sorry, I missed your call. How's it going?
Mel, I've been trying to reach you all day. I need a big favor. Richard from GTA Framing needs high resolution videos. Can you help me? Hello? 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 Mel, where'd you go?
Hey, Tanya. Sorry about that before. Gets a little crazy around here.
Okay, are you able to do that for me?
Yeah, no, I can get that to you right away.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure. No problem.
Thank you. I'll let him know.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Hi, Richard. It's Tanya from Roma.
Yeah, hey Tanya.
So I have great news. I was able to get those photos and videos for you. I'm going to send them over right now.
They're coming through now. Listen, this is amazing. You've really helped me out here. Much, much appreciated.
Oh, no problem, Richard. Anytime.
Thanks a lot. We'll talk soon then. Yep, bye-bye.
Thanks.
So we hope you enjoyed that awesome video that we've created. You know, Helder, Melissa, and Tanya often laugh. That's just a split second of some of the work that we do here at Roma, and is a real life experience. And so I hope you enjoyed it. I know we enjoyed making it, and we'll be releasing that video, you know, in the days to come. And if anybody right now feels compelled to want to purchase some Roma merch in the name of Roma Wish, so that those proceeds can go to our Wish Foundation, you can go to www.merch.romamoulding.com. And at that point, you'll see an incredible, beautiful website that has been created solely for merchandise. We will be growing the merchandise. Our procurement team is now scouring to make sure we get some really great, high-quality products, T-shirts, mugs, things of that nature, and with a bit of Roma edge to it. So you can count on us to make sure that we constantly up the game in Roma merch. But on that note, I want to thank you all for your time and attention today, for tuning in, for watching the entire show. We're committed as ever as a company to move, inspire, and wow. Despite whatever challenges come our way, we're committed to overcoming those. We're committed to becoming the best of the best. We are certainly not immune to challenges. We understand that. But the difference with us is we overcome those challenges. We have an amazing, dedicated team of people here at this company like no other. And how we started this all-hands meeting with the dog looking kind of like an idiot in the grass where the fog was playing, I like to think sometimes for some we still look like idiots, and that's okay, because we're hyper-focused. We're hyper-driven, and we're hyper-passionate. And the Roma brand continues to live on. And I can't wait to all hands meeting 32, 33, and 53 and onward. We will continue to move, inspire, and wow well into the future. We hope that you all, remain safe, remain smart, but certainly remain on the offensive. Because, we've overcome bigger things in our lives. Our forefathers have overcome bigger things in our life, and we will overcome whatever comes our way. And so on that note, I want to thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your loyalty. Thank you to the many men and women who make up this great company. and who give me the opportunity to serve as leader of this organization. Thank you for the last 10 years. Thank you for the last 37 years. And I look forward to many great things ahead. The best is truly yet to come. I'm Tony Guerreri signing off. Thank you very much.